All right. Yeah, we can go ahead. Okay. So last week we were able to finalize the basic part of scheduling, and today we want to briefly dive into preparing of S-curve. So if we can achieve that today by our next class, we will now dive into tracking and reporting before we come back to PMS. Okay, we're just striking a balance so that it won't look bored. So the question remains, what is S-curve? By definition, S-curve is a graphical representation of a schedule. And basically, it's just a graph that we use to represent the schedule. So it's mainly used for reporting, because after doing your schedule, during execution, you're expected to start sending reports. And inside that report, one of the items your stakeholders want to see is the S-curve. Your stakeholders would like to see the S-curve, which is very, very important in the business. And the S-curve is part of the document you will prepare before you start execution. It's part of the document you need to prepare before you will start the execution phase of a project. Rita, happy to see you today. You're welcome. Okay. You just joined, so let's just recap. We want to discuss about S-curve today. And basically, I said it's a graphical representation of a schedule. It's part of the document we use to communicate to your stakeholders when you start sending your report. Inside your report, one of the items that your stakeholders will be seeing is your S-curve. And it's very simple. It's just a graph that represents your schedule. So we want to learn how to do it. So since we are done with our schedule, we want to use the data from our schedule to do our S-curve. And doing the S-curve is pretty simple. It's pretty simple. So all you need to do is to download the data and you convert it to numbers, convert it to percentage, and you run the cumulative and you plot your graph. So do you have any question before we proceed? Okay, so just confirm when you can see my screen. Yeah. Prince, you can go ahead with your question.
Not really. Well, just for your screen, I want to ask, but you said it.
Sorry, come again.
I want to find out if you're sharing your screen, but you just responded to it, so no problem.
Okay. All right, so this is the schedule we just work on. If not it. This is the schedule we just did together. And we are done with this schedule. We have baselined it. So what we want to do now is we want to use this schedule to run our escrow. Okay, just hold on a minute, yeah, Jude, just hold on. I'm trying to. Okay, so this is the schedule we just built, okay? And the project is just the commissioning and installation of 16-inch pipe with add-on valve. So we want to proceed by doing the S-curve. So I'm going to show you a very simple method of getting the S-curve done. Okay. The first thing is you need to understand what we call budgeted labor unit. So you need to understand budgeted labor unit. So what is budgeted labor unit? Budgeted labor unit simply means the number of personnel doing the job times the duration they are going to use to do the job. Then times how many hours. So one, if you have, you can see our duration here. Let's say, for instance, site visit is one day, okay? So you now see that this one day, how many persons are assigned to do the job? Let me bring out the resources. Let me bring out the resource column. So this is the resource column. So inside the resource column, we will know how many persons we have assigned to go for the site visits. So inside here, we have the manager. We also have, let me expand it very well. So we have the manager, we have the quality guy, we also have the mechanical engineer, and we have the planner. So this is 4 persons. So now if these four persons, 4 times 1, then we now say times the number of hours they are going to work, right? So that will give you the budgeted labor unit for this activity. It's pretty simple. So, but you don't need to kill yourself about understanding it, but just for you to get a little bit understanding about how it works. So, but P6 have a way of generating the budgeted labor unit for you, and that's what you are going to pull out. So, for you to pull it out, you click on project, and you take resource assignment. Okay, we are going to pick our budgeted labor unit. So what we do is we click on project and we click on resource assignments. So when you click on resource assignment, you will now find out that PCs have actually classified your project and in line with the hours you are going to spend in doing them. So what we need to do a little bit setting here. So all depends on what you have on your space, but we need to set it. First thing we need to set is to make sure that the WBS is the same way we are seeing this WBS is here. That's the same way we are seeing it in the resource assignment. So we can close it like this and make sure we have this general procurement mobilization, and we also have site visit and demobilization, including this title, which is the project name. So that's the first thing we need to do in our resource assignment, okay? So if we are through with that, we'll go to the second one, is to make sure that here, what we are seeing here is budgeted labor unit and cumulative budgeted labor unit. I'll also show you how to do it. That's the second thing. The third thing is to align our date. See this date here? So you see, we are doing three things. We are done, when we are done with making sure that all the WBS collapse into what we have into what we have in the main site. So the next thing we need to do is to align the unit to make sure and cumulative. Finally, we work on the date. Can anyone hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now, but before we
You
lost
have
you.
not been here.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So now let's start. So the first thing you will do from the right-hand side to make sure it aligns is you will right-click here. When you right-click here, you go to group and sort. Okay, under group and sort, you go to customize. Under customize, please make sure that what you have here is under this group by, you have WBS level 1. That's just all you need to do here. Make sure that this is activated. If this is activated, you click apply. If it's not there, just click here and type in WBS. On it, it will change to level 1. And you click apply and you click OK. So when you are done, you come and minimize all these things. You can see I minimize it, or let me start from the beginning. You can see the title of my project. I will come back here. I will click on this general minor sign here. Procurement have minimized. I click on this mobilization. I click on this cycle works, and this the mobile here. That's what I have in the activity space. So if I've achieved that, I have done one. That's just it. So as I said, it's very simple. Right click here and make sure you click on group and sort, check customer taking BS level 1. That's all. Then you make sure the title is activated, ID and name is activated. You click on apply and you say, okay, adjust it. We are done with one. So the next thing, as I said, is you will come down here and right click also. We want to make sure that our unit here, our unit is basically on budgeted labor unit and cumulative budgeted labor unit. So I right click here as well. I go to spreadsheet. Under spreadsheet, I will choose customize as well. Under customize, all the cumulative value is here and all the normal unit like budgeted labor unit is on this one. So to bring out the budgeted labor unit first, I click on interval time. I click on unit and I will take budgeted labor unit. But however, mine is here. Let me take them back. Okay, let me take them back. Let's say we have this just for him to be active. So I just want to take it back. You can see that here is empty now. For instance, yours can be anything. You can see anything here, right? So to solve the problem, you just come here, right click, click on spreadsheet, click on customize. Under here, I click on interval. I remove this one. I don't need it. I remove it. Okay, so I click on interval. I click on interval. I want to bring budgeted labor unit first. I click on unit. I now search to see budgeted labor unit, which is this. As soon as I get budgeted labor unit, I bring it out. I close this interval, time interval. I go to cumulative. This is where I will now see my cumulative voided labor unit. I will search through. You see cumulative voided labor unit. I'll bring it out. I click apply. I click OK. Although this one have all this thing has opened, no issue. You can go ahead and close it back. Although it doesn't matter, but it just for you to shrink them so you can be able to be seeing everything at a glance. Okay, so with this now, I have done the unit. The unit is now in voided labor unit and cumulative voided labor unit. Jude, I saw your hand up. Is that a mistake?
It should be from my end here. Your screen before now has been freezed. So I'm hearing your voice, but I could not see the position of the
Okay,
screen.
but is it okay? Is it okay now?
Yeah, it has come up.
Okay. All right, so the next thing, I've done the second one. So the third one now is the date. So now this date depends on your reporting date. So now if your project, let me give you this balance sheet. If it's a project that will last for minimum of 2-3 months, let's say maximum of 3 months, right? We advise you do a daily report. And if you are doing a daily report, you must make sure you set it from here. You are going to set your time to be on daily so that PCs will distribute it on a daily basis for you. Then if perhaps your project is lasting from 4 months and above, so we advise you do weekly report. But however, you are not the one to determine the type of report that will be generated or be sent out at the end of the day. You discuss this with your project manager. Your project manager can tell you, okay, this project we are going to be doing weekly or daily report, right? Yeah, but I'm just giving you a step that if it's more than 3 months, you should go on weekly report. If it's less than, you should go on daily report. Then if it's a project that will last 3 years and above, sometimes 5 years and above, we suggest monthly reports. But some persons or some companies will always insist you give them weekly reports, okay? So any project that will last from 6 months and above, we don't encourage daily report anymore. It's stressful and time consuming. You understand? So just take that as a benchmark for yourself, but align with your project manager to know when the stakeholders, what the stakeholders will actually need for the project. So in this case, we want to do a weekly report, okay? Since we are doing a weekly report, we are going to set our PCs to capture everything on a weekly basis. So I will come here, I will right click, and I will take time scale for the date. So make sure you have the time scale start to PAS. PAS means project start. It means your project start date. 1. So next thing you will look at is your calendar. So calendar is okay, using your calendar. If you don't want, you can use a facial year, but calendar, perfectly okay. The next thing is the date interval. Date interval is telling you, are you reporting every day? Are you reporting on a monthly basis? Are you reporting on a weekly basis? In our case, we want to report on a weekly basis. But let's say, for instance, we want to report on a daily basis. I will take this week and day. So week and day gives you room to report on daily basis. You can take 1 or you take 2. Then I want to report on a weekly basis. I will take month and week. Month and week gives me room to report on a monthly basis, okay? On a weekly basis. Then if I want to report on a monthly basis, I will take year and month. Year and month gives me room to report only on a monthly basis. So anyone you choose, it will align this side of your table to that particular one. If it's on a daily basis, it will distribute all the dates on every day. If it's on a weekly basis, it will distribute all the week cumulatively on a weekly basis, okay? So now let's practicalize them one after the other. First one is on a daily basis. Let's check what will happen. So automatically, if I look at my date, you'll find out that my date is running every day. Let's look at this. So, okay, let me bring out the date. I want us to see. Let's see the date. Let's use time scale. So I want us to be seeing the date. So let me do this. I want to make it 3 lines, apply. Then let me do a setting. Okay, so if you look at this now, look at where our project starts, you will see this is each of these is per week. So, but you will see from Monday, like here, you see Monday to Friday. You see each of these days, the budgeted labor unit is distributed all through. You see it. Now, if I go and do on a weekly basis, if I go back and do on a weekly basis, which is month and week, if I do month and week, you also see another type of distribution. So now watch, instead of us having all those days, you are now having one week. So it's now distributing all the data per week. So you find out that here is 13th of April, 6th of April, the next distribution is 13th. The next distribution is 20th, 27th per week. Then when we do on monthly basis, if I move again and do on monthly basis, if I take this and go to month and year, it will also proceed with that distribution. So in our say it is on monthly basis, okay? So these are the things you will consider while determining the one you will use. So Bob, as I said, you need to align this with your project manager so that both of you will have a landing that this project we are going to report every week. X, you are going to do it 2 times because if you did not align this, and let's assume they want you to report on a weekly basis and you go and do it on a daily basis, right? At the end of the day, you still go back and start doing it on a weekly basis because the value will not match. Or you went and do it on a weekly basis while they want on a daily basis, right? You end up going back to do another one because the value will not tally, okay? So just a guide on this. So let's take it back to the weekly basis we want. So we put this times here. I go back and take month per week. I do apply and I do okay. So this has been distributed, okay? So now, in the S-curve, you take note of this. You see the project name, if I copy this value you see here, is the cumulative, the summation of all the whole values inside here. If I copy only these two, is the overall project. So in some projects, take note that we want you to do S-curve or to report the project in phases, level 2 WBS. They want to know what is happening in general. They want to know what is happening in procurement. They want to know what is happening in mobilization. They want to know what is happening in site visits and site tours. They also want to know what is happening in mobilization and closure. So in that case, you need to use all the data here. But in some projects, they only want to see the S-curve for the overall project. In that case, you will use only this one. So we are going to do the project whereby you will see the overall S-curve and you will see a breakdown of the whole project WBS, okay? So what I will do in that case is I will click on this first one. I will hold down my shift key, right? I will click on, look at my interest. My interest is here. I will click on this last one. So automatically, it will select all of them for me. Take note, I did not click on it one after the other, else it will open this thing for me. I clicked on the first one and I hold down my shift key. I click on the last one. It selects everything here for me. Don't bother yourself about this one. I will just do Ctrl+C on my keyboard. I will do Ctrl+C. Sorry, I did another thing next, okay? I'll do Ctrl+C. I will go and open my Excel. I will enter Excel. I will load my Excel and I do Ctrl+V to paste. So you can see that we are done with P6 planning. So we are now moving our data to Excel. So automatically, this is what I will get, okay? This is what I will get. First of all, I will get my date being distributed. Secondly, I will get each of those WBSs here, okay? Let me expand this so that we can see them very well. So one WBS is not here. This site was mobilization. So my data is not complete. My data is not complete. So I will go back and do another copy. So my data is not complete. So I'll just override this one. I'll paste it on top of this one. So the same thing is still coming up. It's stopping at mobilization. It's not even taking general. I don't know what the reasons are, but let me do it individually. I will take these first two, Control C. I will take this first two. Okay, so I will take this first two. I will go again. I will take the next two, which is general. I don't want to miss out anything. So now I will just give space. This is the first two. So I will give space here. I will put like, let's say 4 or 5 space. 1, 2, 3, 4. On the fifth one, I will press the second one. This is not what I want. I needed this. I needed this. Okay. This for general. I'll also give 5 space. Let me just see if this can just go at the same time. Okay, this one went at the same time. So what I need to do here, I've gotten general, I've gotten procurement. So I just need to give like 5 space because I will add some value here. I've gotten mobilization. I've gotten. So there are two in number. Why are they two? Because one is always procurement, and the as one is always projected labor unit, and the other one is cumulative. That's why you can see them two per number. So this one is date. I will remove this date. I don't need this date because I'm going to use the overall date to do the export. Okay, so now this is one method. So one method is export your data. And when we say export your data, it simply means copy it from PCs to Excel. Very simple. Okay. So, and how you do it, as I said, you just select it and you copy. Normally, if you do your own, it should work. My system is having issue. I think that's why it's trying to behave abnormal. If you click on the first one, click on the last one and copy, it's supposed to work normally. Normally, it's supposed to work. So, but I don't know why it's actually having some issue. Normally, if you place it like this, Yeah, it has worked. So I don't know why initially it's just misbehaving. Okay. So, but not a problem. I've also divided them. So this is the first thing. So now the next thing you need to do is you expand this. Okay. Next thing you will do is you now need to move these items here. You will create a space on top and put each of them. So first thing I will do, I will create a space here. I will insert an empty column. I will copy this. I will paste it here. Or I'll just come here. I will write. I will just come here. I will do overall progress for the first one. This second one, I will say general. Under here now, I will do general. So look at what I'm doing. I'm picking this value here, each of these WBS name. That's what I'm doing here. So this one is procurement. I will say procurement. The next one is mobilization. On top of this projected labor unit, that's where I'm putting it. I will put mobilization. I will go down. The next one is site wars. I will do site wars. Then lastly is demobilization. I'll just say demob and closure. So I've actually finished the first stage. So the second step, the next step is to delete everything from here to the end. Just delete it. So you can see I'm done deleting it. Okay. So this one is not, please, this is not supposed to be here. I will remove it. Everything date. We use only this date for all the dates. So we don't need this. So I'll delete it. I mistakenly copied it. Okay. So now I'm done with this. So next thing is to rename. I need to rename this spreadsheet field to date. Remember, it's containing our date. So I will say date. I'm done. Next one is projected labor unit. I need to rename it as well. I need to rename the projected labor unit as well. I need to rename the projected labor unit to what we call man hour. So often in the field, you'll be hearing man hour. Okay. So this is what you call your planned man hour. So I will just say plan man hour. So I can make it in abbreviation. Okay. Then you see the cumulative. I will now put cumulative plan man hour. Okay, so I'm done with this. So I will copy what I've done here and I'll replace it to others. But before I do that, I will add another 2 steps, okay? One step that I'm going to add is basically, I will now add this cumulative you are seeing here. I will do another, under this cell now, I will now do what we call actual man hour. So which means when we have started the job, we need to know the actual. Then I will do what we call cumulative actual man hour percent. So I will put it in a percent tab. I will expand this column so that I will be able to see it. Okay. So now I will add another one. There's what we call variance. Okay, but let's leave the variance for now. Let's leave the variance for now. Okay, but let me just add it. I will give another space here. And I will put variance here. So this is the 3. Okay. So now, I haven't done this. The next thing I need to do is to copy this thing. I will copy this one first. I will paste it here. Then I will take only this one for others. I will take only the last one for others. Remember, I have cumulative D, I have plan, I also have cumulative actual, but I only collected only cumulative, only plan man hour, cumulative plan man hour, and actual cumulative actual man hour. That's what I collected from this first one. But I will run this through all of them. I will just paste it here. I can start deleting one line. I will paste it here as well for mobilization. I will paste it here for site wash, and I will paste it again for demobilization. Then I will delete one line, all this one line. I just need only a space between each of them. I will leave only one row between each of them. Sorry, it seems it's running over here. So, but at any point you cannot hear me, let me know. Okay, so now I'm done with the first step. So now the second step is I need to format this table so that the table itself will look somehow managed, somehow pleasant in my eyes, so that I won't make mistake while trying to, maneuver the table. Okay, so before I start the formatting, first of all, I want to put everything here in black color. So I will go and take a background black, but you can make use of your any color of your choice actually. So I'm just using this as an instance. I just feel like bolding it. Then why on this, I'll also use black color here on my dates. White background, and I bold it. Okay. So now I'm very sensitive to few columns. What is that column? This cumulative man hour. Okay, sorry, there's a mistake here. There's a mistake here. I will add one column. I'm missing cumulative man hour percent. So it's just the same thing with this, but the difference is that we are going to put percent on it. Okay. So yeah, so this is my two interests. I will select this cell. I will give it a color. Then let me show you how you can fill all these things with ease. I will give this cell another color. Let me use this. So this cell, we have the same color with this. Then I will use black again. I will use black again to color this. So this is just formatting of a cell, which I know most of us can do very well. Okay. So this is just what I want to achieve here. Then I'll also do the same thing here. I need to create a column. That's why I need to create additional cell. I will copy this and paste it here. Why I copy this and paste it here. Okay, so I can do the same formatting. I can do the same formatting here. Okay, so I can do the same formatting on this and the same formatting on this. Okay, I can just run it all through for all of them. So I need to create one column in each of these. Let me just copy this and paste it also. Okay, so I'm done with this. Okay, now let's start the main business, okay? Now, first thing we need to do here is, this one is just formatting. And why I'm doing it, so I want to concentrate on where I'm going to apply my formulas, that it won't look confusing, okay? So first thing I need to do here is I will create additional column here. I need to neutralize my graph to a 0 point. I will create a column here. Inside that column, if I'm doing, if I'm actually doing inside that column, okay, so if this is, since it's a weekly reporting, so what I need to do, I'll do equals to, click on this date and I'll minus 7 to give me the week, 1 week before my reporting week. So I press enter. Then inside here, I'll put 0 or true as a value in all days. So I will neutralize them to 0. And we use this to make sure that our report, that our graph actually starts with 0 value. Please take note that our report actually starts with 0 value. That's why we make use of this. So I want to make it 2 decimal points, which is pretty fine for me. So I will do the same thing here, 0, 0. So they are going to be in percent anyway, so but they will be in 2 decimal points. Okay, so let's leave this for now. Now let's start. So the first formula we do is, I need to convert this into cumulative and into percent. And it's pretty simple. It's pretty simple. Jude, are you with me? Jude, can you hear me?
So my network here is very, very bad. I'm struggling to hear something.
Okay, but you're hearing me now, right?
Yeah, it's better now. I have changed almost
Okay.
3 positions to see if I will better the network, but It's still
I think
very
it's because of the rain. Okay, so to make it pretty easy, the first thing I need to do here is I will do equals to, I will do cumulative value equals to cumulative value divided by the sum of, I will take this from the beginning to the end. I'm selecting it to the end. I will close it. Okay. Inside this, I need to freeze it by putting $sign. You see the way I put the $sign, or you use your F4 keyboard on your keyboard to put it. So it will give me this value. So inside this value, I will click on percent to convert it to percent. And I will make it 2 decimal points. Okay. I will do it for all of them. My target is to get 100. If I get 100, I've achieved my target. I will drag it to the end. 100, pretty fine. I've achieved my target. Okay. Let me put, okay, I've achieved my target. This is my cumulative plan. Then I will now start looking at my cumulative actual and my variance. Okay. So pretty simple. What I need, let me remove this. So we'll just do it. Let me remove the actual. We don't need this actual again. Let's just use this and variance. Okay. So I'm done with my, so all I need to do is to make sure that this one, this is in percent. That's all I need to do. Make sure that this is in percent. And that's all. Okay. Let me make it 2 decimal point. So now for the S-curve, I can start plotting my S-curve now. I can plot the S-curve for the overall now. So I can come here. And select my date here. I select my date here. This is how to plot the S-curve. I select everything, including the date, including the empty space with the cumulative. Okay. I click on insert. I click on recommended. I click on recommended graph. I click on recommended charts. The dialog box will appear. Please take note, if you are using Office 2013 and above, it will work like this. But if you are using below 2013, which is 2010, it will not work like this. Okay, please let me know. I will do a video for you separately. So you click on all charts, you click on combo, then you will have something like this. Now I want all the cumulative percent to be a line. So you will see it here. I will come under here. I will say cumulative man-hour percent, a line. And I want it to be a secondary graph. I will click on this here. You see the line has drawn. Okay. I will also do the cumulative actual man-hour. I will do it, but you will not see it. The reason being that all of them, you have not added any value. If you watch under our cumulative actual, nothing, no value is in it. So you cannot see anything. Okay. Then the next thing is others can be clustered. Yeah. I can say, okay. Others can be clustered. Yeah. So this is the graph. So I can move this graph to a new page. I can cut it and paste it on a new page. Okay. So this is my graph. I can enlarge it. Okay, then you see all these ones, all this line, please, you must remove this cumulative. You see this cumulative, you must remove it because you don't need it, okay? I just deleted it. That's it here. So you just click on it and you delete it. So you now have only the plan, cumulative man-hour, cumulative plan man-hour, and you will finally have cumulative actual man-hour. And this is exactly what is called your S-curve. So you can now start formatting the chart. You can come here and change this to project S-curve. You can change it to project S-curve. Or you say progress. Let's make it progress S-curve. You change it to progress S-curve. Then you can now use your formatting skill, your Excel skill, to format your chart. So you can go to design here. Under design, you see different type. You can use this. Okay, you can use this. So the choice is yours actually. So you can make variety of choice. So all these ones now is Excel skill. So if you don't have good Excel skill, so it's also time for you to go and enroll for some of these online programs, okay, and learn Excel, okay. So you can do it like this. Then you can also choose to, okay, basically you can also choose to make all these things to look big, okay. You can choose to make them to look big. All those ones are just Excel formatting skills. So, but let's not look at this. Let's just test run what we have done, right, by progressing our schedule. So let's assume after working on the first day, we're able to make a progress of 1%. I enter 1 here, I press enter. If I go to my graph, you see there's a little change here. It has progressed. So if let's say the second day, we're able to make another progress, which is 5. I enter 5 here. Sorry, not the next week, because this thing is on weekly basis. If I go to my graph, you see my graph is progressing, okay? So this is the graph you'll be copying and you'll be pasting it in your report. And after progressing it, and we call this graph S-curve. I don't know if there's any question before I will work on these ones, then we can call it a day. That's basically what I want us to learn today. So Jude, Prince, Okenna, any question? Okenna, you just joined. So I think if you watch the video, you'll be able to understand what we are doing. So Jude, just to confirm, are you following?
So I feel I'm following from this particular page you are now, this Microsoft Excel environment. But I know that when I will watch the video, I'll be able to grasp what I lost due to poor network.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. So the favor you will do us, please try and post the video on time so that I have time to go.
Yeah, definitely tomorrow. I will try and post it tomorrow. Yeah, so you can rewatch.
Okay.
Okay. So any question from anyone? Okay, so let's handle the variance. After the variance, we just quickly see how we can work on others. Then we'll stop there while you go and digest it. So now for the variance, variance is the difference between the plan and actual. It tells you if you are doing well or you are not doing well, okay? So basically what we do here is, this is variance. I will do M value minus plan value, okay? I will do equals to, let me start from this first one. I'll do equals to M value. My M value here is what I have earned, which is the actual value, which is my cumulative actual. I will now say minus what I have planned. Okay. I will say equals to. So I will now I will drag it. So here, I plan to, let me make it 2 decimal points so that you will see it very clear. So here I plan to do on that week 1, I plan to achieve a weight of 1.88, but I end up achieving a weight of 1.0. So if I minus it, I'm doing minus 0.1. Okay, so it means I'm behind schedule with minus 0.1. I don't know if that is clear. Okay, let me convert it to percent so I will understand it better. So it means I'm doing minus 0.88%.
It's clear.
So what is the implication? The implication is that I am behind schedule. I'm not doing well. Interpretation of variance is when your variance is 0, it means you are on track. When your variance is 1 or above 0, it means you are ahead of schedule. You are doing excellently well. 0, you are doing well. More than 0, greater than 0, you are doing excellently well. But when it's below 0, which is minus sign, it means you are behind schedule, right? And there's a question your stakeholders will always ask, what can you do or what are you doing to recover, right? What will you do to eliminate this 0 to make sure you have recovered this schedule? That's what they normally ask, because each time you send this report, this is what they are looking at for. They are checking your variance, they are checking your performance. Now, let me drag it to the second one. If I drag it to 6th of April, which is week 2, so you find out that it's now positive 9.7. So it simply means we have recovered and we are even above. On the second week, we are able to do 5 instead of 4.03. We did 5%, right? We are now ahead of schedule. It will become green for us. We have indicators that signify these things, okay? That's what variance is looking at, okay? So now we have 2 things here. 1 is our plan value. 2 is our actual, which is our end value. And the third one is our variance. And this interprets how and where you are on the project, where you are supposed to be, right? And how you are doing. Okay, where are you supposed to be is your plan value. This is where what you have planned, that on the 6th of April, you are supposed to have, or you are supposed to achieve 4.03% of your schedule, which means the entire project you are doing, you should have done 4.03% of it if you weight the entire project into 100%. So, but where are you as at 6th of April? You find out that you have achieved 5%. So when you minus it, you now find out that you are doing well, you are ahead of schedule. So kudos to you and your team. But as at 30th of March, you are doing negative 8.8. It means you are not performing well, right? But by 6th of April, you're able to do well. So this is not the interpretation you as a planner needs to know, because this is what you will be interpreting to your team, what you'll be interpreting to the stakeholders, right? How well you are doing. And these are the questions they will be answering you. Where are you? What did you plan to achieve, right? Are we on track? Yes. Are we behind schedule? Yes. What are we doing to recover? You will tell them. So during reporting, we'll explain more about that. So I don't know if there's any question, so that we can forge ahead. Any question?
So you arrive at the variance by is the difference between your actual and your planned.
Exactly. That's the variance.
Okay, for me, James, I don't have any issue with the S curve. It's just data to be imputed. I know I lost that due to network, but I'll go through the video links again and just follow through. From 13 down to your last date, we don't have the actuals in percentage, but I think when that is done, the variance will come up. Thank you, and back to you, sir.
Exactly. So that's during execution. Now, when you go to site, see what they have done, you update your schedule, right? You now pick the value and come to your S curve and you add it inside your tracking sheet here. You now see the variance. So we'll also look at that That's when we start talking about how do you progress and how do you track your schedule. So look at that. So we are just trying to develop this document and also understand what the document is all about, right? And we call it your tracking sheet. Okay, so let's just quickly do the summary for others, so we can call it a day. So now under general, we are working only 2 weeks on this particular aspect. So pretty fine, we don't have much work to do. Okay, so what we need to do here is very simple. So we do the same thing. We say equals to. Remember the formula we are using, equals to. We'll pick the first value, which is the cumulative value here. We'll do divide by sum of. We take the total value here. So, but however, we are going to spread this till the end of this project. Reason being that after we must have updated, because there's a formula will run. After we have updated this, we still want our 100% to keep on running. Okay. We don't want to stop it at this particular week 2, which is 6. No, we want it to keep on running to the end of the project. So I haven't done this now. I'll convert it to percent, okay? And at the same time, I will make it 2 decimal points, okay? Then I will also lock it because I don't want it to be, okay? So now I will drag it to the end. You see, at this second one, it becomes 100%, right? Okay, let's just stop here. So here it becomes 100%, and we are good with this. We'll do the same thing for the second one here. So this one will do 0, 0. So I will still come here. I will do equals to. I will pick this. Okay, now let me show you something. I will just copy this formula here and I paste it here. I will copy this formula here. I paste it here. So I'll just change the linking. I will click on this formula. I will drag this linking to this first one. I'll press enter. So if I check it here now, you will find out that okay. So I just want this to complete. I will do the same thing here. So this is the cumulative. So I'll just spread this cumulative to all of them. So I just copied it. Okay. So I want the 100% to just, so this is Just a minute. Let me plug my system. Okay. So basically, is you can do it manually, one after the other, or you can also use this method that I am using. Okay. So you can just click here, come here, press this. So click on this. I just did copy and paste. I move this, change it. It becomes star. I move it to the data. I press enter. So all I need to do is to spray this across all of them. I sprayed it across all of them. It gives me 100%. This is the last value. I just copy the last value and put here. It's not going to create any impact. So I will also do it for, I think we have done it for is remaining these two. I need to copy this 0 and put in all. Okay, so this one, look at where this one started. Did the same thing. Okay, so I will just start here as well. So I will drag it. So then I will do for the last one here. I will drag it here. So this is just pretty simple, and this is how we. So I'm done with this. So next thing I need to do is to set up my tracking sheet now. So I'm done with this. I'm done with the S curve. So I can now, okay, maybe possibly, let's say, let's say, let's say I want to format it further. Remember, it's just a game of choice. You know, sometimes some persons want to make it look somehow beautiful. I bold this. I just increase the font. Let me put this. So I'll just use it to do all of them. So this one I'm doing now, it just is not like it's compulsory. Just if you feel like you want to make it look somehow good. Okay, so I'm done with this now. I think next thing I think I need to do as well is I can pick this up. I can take this. I just want to put a border. I just want to put a border. And possibly let's change these colors here. So I'm just using the format painter to distribute the colors instead of coloring it one after the other. Okay. I think it's okay for me now. So now on my dashboard, this is the screen. So this is the dashboard screen. So I can now design something and pick the value of each of these projects and display it on this dashboard for me. So, but like as I said, all these ones are just your SS skill. So on your SS skills now determines how you can do, but the major thing is your ability to do this one now, to do this first one. Even the second one here are just is not necessary, right? But as a good planner, you should be able to organize this document. So the major thing is just this overall project. That's what everybody wants to see, right? Everybody wants to see this because you attach it with this. Although you're not going to submit this to report in your report, you screenshot it and paste it in your report, either in PowerPoint or in MS Word, depends on what they are using, or even in Excel. Okay. So, but there's something I want to do. So link all those data up back here. So that I can be able to do an official report. I can set up something by saying my plan value is equals to, I can come here and say plan value I can say plan value. Then I can also say M value. Okay, let's do it like this. Let's say M value. Then we can also come and say variance. Variance. Okay, so now I will set up a date. So that my date, I want to use the date to control each of these values. So if I change the date, automatically the value should give me, it should give me the particular value of what I'm reporting. Okay. So under here, let me say I create a space here and I put let's say reporting date. Reporting date. Then under my reporting date here, I set up a date here. Let's say I'm reporting on the 30th of March. (2025). Okay. So this is my reporting date. Then I want to use what we call VLOOKUP to get the value of each of these cells. Okay. So basically, I will write a formula here because I don't want to be going here to be looking at it that on the 30th, I will say my plan value is this, my M value is this, my variance is this. No, I want VLOOKUP to scan through these particular cells for me and give me my plan value and my M value based on my date. And it's just very simple. Okay. I will now come here. I will say, let's say, I will say H lookup. I will say H lookup. So what H lookup is going to do is to ask me a formula that which value am I looking up for? I will say lookup for this date. I will put comma. It will activate which table are you looking for? I will go here and I will select this as my table. I will select everything here as my table. Okay. I will put comma. When I put comma here, it will activate, it will ask me inside the table. It will ask me inside the table now. Sorry, the S lookup. Let me start afresh. H lookup. So under the lookup value, I pick my date. Okay, I put comma. Comma, I go to this. I select my table array. Including my date. I put a comma. So now it's asking me the index row. So take note how we generate this index row. So the index row is it. I'm taking this is number 1 is the date. Number 2. Number 2 is the plan. Number 3 is the cumulative plan. Number 4 is the cumulative plan percent. So I will write 4. I will put comma. It's telling me, do you want approximate? I will say no, I want true. I will select true. So I will close it. I will press enter. So automatically it's giving me this value. So if I convert this to percent as well, if I convert it to percent to 2 decimal points, you find out that it's the same thing I have in my plan here. You see, my plan as at 30th is 888. Okay, is 1.88, right? So let me change the date now to 6th of April. It will give me 4.03. So if I come down here and I change this date to 6th of April, 06. So you will find out that it's giving me 4.30. So automatically, the VLOOKUP is helping me to do the job instead of me doing it manually. VLOOKUP. But remember what I said. This aspect I'm doing now is like a secondary aspect. You can also be typing it one after the other. You come here, you check the date, you copy, you go and paste, right? So, but I'm just showing you a method of setting it up so that if you just change your date, automatically it will give you the value. Okay, let's do for the second one, which is cumulative, for the cumulative percent. For the second one, which is cumulative percent, so I'll just lock this range of cell. I will, first of all, I will lock this date because automatically the date will remain constant. Then I will lock this range of cell. Okay. The only thing I will be changing is this 4. Okay. So I will copy this. I will paste it here. So if I paste it here, it's giving me the same date. But if I go here, I find out that my 5th row is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the 5, which is the cumulative I want. So I will just go and change that 4 to 5. If I change it to 5, it will now give me the actual. So if I go and change my date, let me minimize this data here so that we can be seeing our this thing very well. I don't want to be scrolling up and down. I don't want to be scrolling up and down. Let me just delete it. Okay. Okay, so don't mind the graph. So if I come here now and change, go back to 30th. If I go back to 30th and I go back to 3rd, I press enter. You see, both of them have changed. 1. This one is giving me 1. This one is giving me plan. So if you want to pick the variance, the same thing. So the variance, remember, will now be 6 since we have the other one as 5. I copy, I paste, I will change 5 to 6. It will give me the variance. Sorry, it will give, yeah, it will give me the variance. So this is how you do it, okay? So I don't know if there's any question. I know it's getting somehow confusing, but the more you practice it, right, the more you have more questions. So we are going to redo it in our next class. We are going to redo it in our next class, and after that, we'll now move over to how to get the value we will use to update our P6. Here, I just typed under this our tracking sheet. I just typed 1. I typed 5. I know when Prince also asks, but because we have not started tracking, we have not started updating our schedule. So I just type it on a flyer. I generated the value offhand. I did not get it from my schedule, right? So we are going to look at how we can get this value from our schedule, which means we'll learn how to update our schedule and how to pick this value from our schedule and come and update it in our project. And as a matter of fact, we'll also finalize this because we need to create a little dashboard that will look somehow pretty in the course of executing our project so that anybody can look at it and tell us plan value is this, end value is this, as at so and so date. Yeah, as at April 30th, look at what we have done. As at 6th of April, look at what we have done. So you can be able to interpret it. And you also see the graph projecting the same value. And it will make sense to anybody that is actually looking at our schedule. And that is just primarily the work of a planner. So I don't know if there's any question. I know network has been funny today, but if there's any question, I think it will be glad we attend to it before we call it a day. James, you have a question. You came late now. Do you have a question?
Yes, I have a question. Yes, I have a question.
All right, let's hear you.
I must say sorry for coming late. First of all, I must say thank you for your efforts. Thank you for the knowledge. Thank you for the sacrifice. And I tried watching several videos online. I've seen that yours is quite very detailed and more information and tips comes from yours. So I really want to thank you for this effort. And also my colleagues in the house. Thank everyone for making our time, because if 2 or 3 persons are not in the meeting, it will look somehow, you know. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being part of this thing. Thank you for allowing me to ask my unnecessary questions. Your patience gave me the morale to ask. And I believe that we are all learning together. And now it's getting interesting. I'm very unhappy that I didn't partake in this today's training. But I want to urge you, James, you've been doing well. Please, I don't know how you make this plan so that we can be able to take time to practice the one I've learned, and also be able to catch up with the ones that are coming up. I don't know how you can do it. Most of us will come back late from work and don't. So it's only on weekend I will have time. For this one, I don't know where to start. As I'm looking at it, it's very confusing for me. So this is just what I want to say. I'll just go through it when I have time, and I'll come back with a question. Thank you so much.
Okay, no problem. I will also do a short video. I know I carried everything together. Yeah, I'll do a short video. Like as I said, I will break it down. So I just focus on what matters. One thing about planning is, as soon as you have known the basic, right, in the course of doing it, when you have gotten a job, right, that's when a lot of things will now balance. But what you just need is something to strive and something to start doing. Like, haven't seen this. Any place you see it, you will know that you have seen it before, right? So, but the basic thing, like as I said, is just from number say 1 to 5. That's what you need to start up your reporting. So it to be standard. That's just why you are seeing it like this. So in short video, you just see the brief one, understand it first. Then you now start looking at how you understand everything here and how they work together for you. Okay. Remember, it's not a day job. It's not a day job at all, right? But consistency, you familiarize yourself. So just no problem. I will simplify it on a video so that I will just share that video. Yes, it should be like 12 minutes video to explain everything here. But it won't be as details as this. It's just like a little summary for you to get the first aspect of it and just do your score first, which is part of what they will ask. Most of them that like doing practical interview, or if they will not answer you orally, they will want you to do it for them. They will just tell you score. So if they say score, don't go through this method. Just take only the first aspect, which is what I will do in that video, and you develop your score. Just show them this graph. That's just what they want to see. That's all. And you are done. Okay. So since there is no other question, I think at this point we can call it a day. Thanks to you.
Hello, James.
Yeah.
James.
Yes, I can hear you, but your voice is.
The question I want to ask is not on this topic. I beg.
Okay.
It's just on the topic of that linking and the relationship.
Okay.
Is it necessary? Is it necessary?
Your voice is
Before you
breaking. We
link,
can't
or
hear
link
you.
first before you assign resources.
We can't hear your voice is breaking.
Okay, I said link. Can you hear me now? Okay,
Just come again with your question.
Next time.
Or you just drop it on the WhatsApp group. So I will.
Yeah.
Just drop it on the WhatsApp group, eh? I will attend to it. All right, guys. Let's have a nice day. See you guys on Saturday by this time.
All right. Thank you very much, James, Jude, and James as well. Thanks and good night.
All right.
All right. Good night, all.